Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nastapayeshu Vadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Krupatamaham Vande Sri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramanandamaadavam Sri Chaitanya Iswaram Vanchakalpatarubhyasya krupasindhubhaivacha Paditaram pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnava ki jai. प्रेम से गो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। श्री रूप गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Mahapuran, glorious, most wonderful, gorgeous day today because it is the appearance of Srimad Bhagavatam. It is Bhadra Purnima out of 4-month Chaturmas. This is in Bhadra for the month, very, very auspicious and Purnima day. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Sannyas Day, Sri Prabhupada Sannyas Day. Sukadeva Goswami spoke Srimad Bhagavatam this day, and one should pay serious attention every day for Srimad Bhagavatam, especially today. Pay triple attention, be awake. If you are sleepy, get up and walk, but don't deviate from fixed hearing with one point attention. We'll discuss the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam from Srimad Bhagavatam itself. From so many verses you can speak, but we'll speak directly from the Canto 1, beautiful chapter describing the glories by itself. Prabhupada has told, we are distributing Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, the glories are there in itself. You don't need to speak separately. Just speak from the book. Book itself can describe the glories. One famous verse Prabhupada himself told, use this verse for describing the glories, use this verse to distribute Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada himself has told. So that is the famous verse as well. Here we'll read, and this is very much connected to today's daily verse also. Canto 5, Create Impetus, chapter 17, Descent of River Ganga, verse number 24. Yannirmitam karhi api karma पर्वणीं मायां जनोऽयं गुणसर्गमोहिता न वेद निस्तारणयोगमञ्जसा तस्मै नमस्ते विलयोदयात्मने vilaya pralaya vilaya. So there is annihilation, everything comes, it merges into him. Yan nirmitam, nirmitam is creation. Who is doing it? That is supreme. Yan nirmitam karhi api karma parvanim mayam janoyam gunasarga mohita. Everybody, including us, we are bewildered. Uh, so who's telling? Lord Shiva is telling the glories of the Supreme Lord. So that's one should take shelter of. The Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna, Lord Rama. That is the instruction clearly here. So yan nirmitam karyapi karma parvinam parvanim mayam janoyam gunasarga mohitam bewilderment naveda nistarana yoga manjasa. One should be anointed, manjasa anointed with this Srimad Bhagavatam, Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. That is the only way one can be delivered. That is the essence of knowing the whole purpose of Vedas, four Vedas, Upanishads, Puranas, everything is meant, Samhitas, you name it, everything is meant to understand the supreme personal form of God, Sri Krishna. Naveda Nistarana Yoga Manjasa Tasmai Namaste, to that personality who is not conditioned, who is not affected by three modes, by whose causeless mercy everything is working, by whose causeless mercy we can attain. And so Tasmai Namaste Velayo Dhyatmane Velayodaya Atmane, word to word, yet by whom Nirmitam created Karyapi at any time, karma parvanim, which ties the knot. Knots are the fruitive activity. Avidya kama karmavi. Sravana smarana arahani karishye iti kechana. So Kunti Maharani, there is fruitive activity, ties the knots. So Mayam, the illusory energy, Jana, a person, but Lord is, it is coming from the Lord as well, Mayam, Vishnu Maya, Prabhupada called it. Jana, a person, I am this, Guna Sarga Mohita, bewildered by the three modes of material nature, goodness, passion, ignorance, Rajas, Sattva, Rajas, Tamo. No, not Veda knows, Nistarana Yogam, the process of getting our material entanglement. Anjasa, soon. Tasmai, unto him the supreme. Nama, respectful obeisances to the spiritual master. One should offer respectful to the supreme Lord and spiritual master. One should offer this respectful obeisances. For everybody else, it can be humble obeisance. That means one should be. One time, Sri Prabhupada was is in Vrindavan taking bath. No, this is in Sridham Mayapur. So everybody's taking bath and they used to sprinkle water. And yes, this is how Sri Chaitra Mahaprabhu done. But then somebody started sprinkling on Sri Prabhupada getting close and then don't get too close. Family are to get told with the hand. So that's it. It is always with the spiritual master always respectful obeisances. Because otherwise one may think, he's also like one of us, one of she is also conditioned soul, is also like me. So one may start acting in that way, then that becomes very offensive, and that's a problem in bhakti. So that's it is always you offer respectful obeisance, you stay very respectfully, even though however close one may be with the spiritual master, that should be always be there. If that misses, then everything else collapses, bhakti collapses, and that respect is not there. They unto you, Vilaya Udaya Atmane. The Lord Shiva is very close to the Lord Vishnu. So, very close. Is almost, 80-90% is as good as Lord Vishnu. So, it's not Jiva Tattva. Is almost Vishnu. So, it's taking that position for different aspects, for creation, annihilation, so many duties, from so many services taking up, to whom everything is annihilated from, and from whom everything is again manifested. Its creation, maintenance, destruction is going on. Translation by Srivangas A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada ki jai. The illusory energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead binds all of us, conditioned souls. And this is the proper attitude of a practitioner. So Lord Shiva, even though he is not conditioned soul, he is not Jiva and Tattva and category at all, but he himself putting in that position, just like Sanatana Goswami, when he himself is a great devotee, but he is not putting himself like great devotee. He is putting grass in his teeth and submitting. As Namacharya has asked Thakur, he is also in that same position. Prahlad Maharaj, none of them are thinking I'm great devotee, neither Sri Prabhupada thought like that. So everybody is thinking of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. All this personalities, they are always thinking the conditioned soul and the lowest. They are feeling it naturally. They are not showing like that. All of us conditioned souls to this material world. Therefore, without being favored by him, persons like us cannot understand how to get out of that illusion. See that point? Without being favored by him, that is called the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Especially one needs spiritual strength and spiritual intelligence to understand the subject, understand who we are, understand why we are here in this material world, in this present house of this material world, why we are suffering, why we have anxiety, why we have fear. So, and where we have come from, where we have to go, all these things has to be known. By only His causeless mercy, then one can know by His favor, by His grace. Let me offer my respectful obeisance unto the Lord, who is the cause of creation and annihilation. I repeat, the illusory energy. And immediately you should remember the Bhagavad Gita verse, which you can clearly see purport Prabhupada is starting with. Because Lord is the other verse, Lord Himself is not illusion, because He Himself in Atma Maya. 4.20, 4.6, fourth chapter Bhagavad Gita, Transcendental Knowledge, chapter verse number 6. Ajopi san avi atma bhutanam istro visam sambhavami atma maya. I am appearing by my own internal potency, not illusory energy. So it's not by external energy. It's not external energy is acting as a shadow after him. So I'm working according to his direction. But that illusory energy, everybody else is bewildered. Unless he shows his mercy, then those bewilderment will stop. As this is the verse again and again, you will see in Isa Upanishad, you will see that Pushan Apa, so remove this curtain, glaring effulgence. We are not able to, we are being covered with a layer curtain of this Maya, three modes. We are not able to see you face to face because of that, and because of the impurities. So in Bhagavad Gita also, that is there. Daivi Hesha Gunamayi. Mama Maya Durat. It is insurmountable. No ordinary condition. Soul has capacity. That's why one needs Srimad Bhagavatam, torch bearer of the. So Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam are the torch bearers to elevate one's condition position to the transcendental state. Prabhupada calls it torch bearers. Both Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavad Gita speaks five subject matters. That is the foundational knowledge, preliminary subject matter. Lord Krishna himself spoke, and then on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and then tens of Mahapuran, Srimad Bhagavatam, because it is talking about 10 subject matters. That is Srimad Bhagavatam is even further than the Bhagavad Gita, is giving further details how everything is happening. So those are the sources of coming out from the illusion energy. That's why Lord has given the transcendental knowledge, chapter 4, the transcendental knowledge, and whole Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam is non-different from Krishna, which we'll see directly from the verses. The illusory energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead binds all of us conditioned souls to this material world. Then again and again we are being getting born, maintaining, again leaving the body and taking another body, gross body, subtle body covering is happening again and again repeatedly. Therefore, without being favored by him, then we have to question, then how will you receive the favor? Persons like us cannot understand how to get out of that illusion energy. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the Lord, who is the cause of creation and annihilation, purported by Prabhupada. And so we immediately have to look for the solution. The solution is there, right there in Srimad Bhagavatam. Illusion energy, as we quoted here, purport Prabhupada is quoting. Purport by Prabhupada. Krishna clearly states in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse number 14, knowledge of the absolute, chapter 7 title. From Bhaktivinoda Thakur's title is Dhyana Big Dhyana Yoga. It is giving the knowledge and it is also giving practical realization. Devi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Durataya. Mama Mam Eva E Prapadyante. This causeless mercy, how it will come when you surrender to the Supreme Lord through Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, how will you surrender? There is a person Bhagavata, there is a book Bhagavata. Srimad Bhagavatam is a direct representative of the Lord, personal form of the Lord, literal incarnation of the Lord. Srimad Bhagavatam is non different from him. We'll quote the verses. Everything will prove it by the references from the Srimad Bhagavatam through Srila Prabhupada, our spiritual master. Surrender means you take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam book, literary book, incarnation, and the person Bhagavata. Book Bhagavata cannot be understood without having a person who is explaining, who is guiding. Throughout Srimad Bhagavatam, 12 cantos, everywhere the glories are there. From first canto, it has not happened directly. One is directly reading the book without receiving it from person Bhagavata. So, Bhagavata Giya, Bhagavata Sthane. Bhagavata Paragiya, Bhagavata Sthane. That is the verse Prabhupada quotes regularly. You will see that Bhagavatam can only be understood by not by professional reciters, not by some movie star, film stars. No, this Bhagavatam can only be understood by hearing from the person who has received it in the disciplic succession from the four bona fide sampradaya, then one can actually understand it. Otherwise, it will not elevate to the transcendental state, one will be still be conditioned. Because this is not a ordinary subject matter of material knowledge that social, political, philanthropic. No, this is not that kind of subject where you can understand by your scholarship, from your logic, from your grammar, no, this is not that subject. So, Mam Eva E Prapadam, Prapadam, surrender, taking shelter of the Supreme Lord and his representative, then that is surrender. That's why chapter 4, when he explained about himself, he told at the last, how will you know this knowledge? Eva, first he begins with that. You have to receive this knowledge from disciplic succession only. That also from bona fide sampradaya, bona fide acharya. Otherwise, you cannot understand. Then it is not called surrender. So it is that means surrender missing God. We're not surrendering to God, but we are surrendering to somebody else bogus. So then it cannot lead to perfection. So that we have to be very clear. We cannot just surrender to anybody. Mam eva e prabhat, then what will happen? Mayam etam tarant. Then you will be coming out of this so material world and enter into the spiritual world, attain the Supreme Lord. What is the proof evidence? Evidence full of Srimad Bhagavatam. Narada Muni was in the son of Sudrani. He was born to a Sudra family. So then, by simply receiving Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, Srimad Bhagavatam is explaining the first example. First example, Sota Goswami is narrating to Samakanda other rishis. Sota Goswami was delivered by Srimad Bhagavatam. So Sukadeva Goswami, he was in that assembly, he heard in Naimisharan, no, not Naimisharan, it is in, what is that, Sukadeva Goswami's place in Sukratal, it is called. I think it is in Uttar Pradesh, exact city and all, as Sukratal it is called. So that's where he heard Sota Goswami, yeah, bank of, close to, so yeah, close to Vrindavan to Delhi, somewhere, I think. So that's where he heard Srimad Bhagavatam. Then he's repeating exactly to Sonakand other rishis in Naimisharanya. They're sitting. So because he has heard, he was delivered. And the first example is quoting, what is the example? Is Narada Muni heard from Bhakti Vedantis for 4 months. So this is Bhadra is the third month. Milk fasting is starting today. If you are doing Purnima to Purnima. So every month there is a, because control of the senses, 4 months, every whole year maybe you may be enjoying, but at least these 4 months there is four different things at least, because people are attached to milk products, people are attached to the yogurt products, people are attached to the sock. If you are from, especially from Bengal, you can't stay without it. Or Bihar, so the different places they are attached to the leaf, even South India also very much. So then, so this is the sense control. Now you have to stay without 1 month, not eat that for various other reasons like that, because weather and everything changes the digestion. Many things are considered in those things. Um, yeah, milk, yogurt, and urad dal. Last month, fourth month, urad dal is almost like a very high protein also. So it's good. So it's a Krishna consonant. That should be in Mujja Vrata. It's called Damodar month, Kartik month, which is coming up. So in the 4 months, Narada Muni heard from Bhakti Vedantis with rapt attention. 4 months, rapt attention is completely fixed up. So that's how one has to hear Srimad Bhagavatam every day, especially today. So we'll be speaking Glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. Part 1, this is part 2, will speak at 11 to 1 further. Here, let us read the purport, then we'll come to the solution which I'm talking about is the Glories first example I have given. Canto 1, chapter 7, further you will see that Abhimanyu is Drona's son Ashwadhama. So that son of Drona punished, I think, chapter title in that verse number 4, 5, 6. If you remember correctly, you'll see that Anardha Sakshat Bhakti Yogam Adokshade Lokasya Janato Vidvam Chakre Satvata Samhitam. Satvata Samhitam. What is it called? Srimad Bhagavatam is called Satvata Samhitam. Anardha Upasam. What is Anardha? This only 3 modes of materialness. Sometimes we are in passion, very peaceful, very calm, quiet. But most of the time that's not the case. Passion means we are always agitated, lots of things. We are endeavoring a lot, working, so many things. There's passion, passionate with unlimited desires, ignorance, sleepy, so lazy, procrastinating, all these things. All these are the condition. Every day, we are being conditioned whole life, lifetimes. So that can only be, that is called Ananda. Three tapatraya, three kinds of sufferings from Adi Bhautik, from our own self, other living entities, mosquitoes, human beings, animals, and demigods. These are also, all these are considered Ananda. Anartha Upasam, how to deliver, how to get, contract this, Anartha Upasam, Sakshat, directly. Bhakti Yoga, Madhav, you have to perform Bhakti Yoga. How will you do perform Bhakti Yoga? Chakre Sattva Samhitam. By taking shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam, because it is giving the foundation, it is giving the instructions step by step how we can go from conditioned state to elevated transcendental state of consciousness and attain the supreme person face to face, see the supreme Lord face to face and serve him personally, directly. And so famous verse. And the immediately next verses explains another upasam sakshat bhakti yoga adokshite lokasya jhana. But most of the people are not aware of this. Even though I have personally, when I left when I appeared in Dwapar Yuga, I left, went back to my planet, but I gave this Srimad Bhagavatam to take shelter. Otherwise, how will they be delivered? The conditioned soul in Kali Yuga, especially. So that's the Lord has completely given everything, His own personal form. That's why we offer. Today is the day. Every day we worship. I make sure that if I am worshipping, offering tulsi leaves, I offer also to Srimad Bhagavatam. It's non-different of Supreme Lord. Don't keep it down. We keep it in a shelf. Nicely keep it clean. So in a place in your altar area, around that area, you should keep Srimad Bhagavatam. If you don't have it, please message me. So I'll bring Srimad Bhagavatam. You want any regional language or English? Today is the day, and you should have personal book, not online. Online, yes. When we are reading, please pick up a book. The first canto, this is fifth canto, 17th chapter we are reading. But if you have first canto also, bring it and keep it close to you because we are going to describe that. Because first canto only verse I quoted. That is the solution for this 3 modes of material nature. That is what surrender means. That's what shelter means. First, you take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam. Through Sri Prabhupada, we are receiving. Through spiritual master, we are receiving. Then we can understand, start understanding. Otherwise, we won't be able to understand when we open the book. So that is all. Then further, immediately as mentioned, Yasyam, how to take shelter. Because it, shelter means what do you mean by shelter? You have to hear with rapt attention. That is what shelter means. Yasyam vai sruyamanana. There is aspiring, there is shelter, aspiring to become something. They aspire to become a menial servant of spiritual master parampara. So that is first step in surrender. Some of you have taken, many of you have not taken, so that you have to consider now. Aspiring, and then shelter. Shelter means you have to come to 16 now, you have to follow 4 regular principles. That means you have to start hearing with great attention from the Spirit what He has to say. What is the goal of human life? What is perfection, everything. That is what shelter means. Taking very deeply. Every word comes out from Srimad Bhagavatam, every word comes from the lotus mouth of the pure devotee, from Sri Prabhupada, spiritual master. That is what shelter means. Yasyam vai sruyamananam Krishne Paramapurushe Bhaktir Utpadyate Pumsam Soka Moha Bhayava. All the lamentation will go away, anxiety will go away, frustration, fear, all this Soka, Moha, illusion, which is mentioned, Bhaya, fear, because we are afraid of death, we are afraid of many things, losing things, many things. So because of the gross subtle coverings, if you are acting on our original position, we will have no fear. Why will you have fear? Because our original position is Jiva Sarupi Nitya Krishna Das. We are the spirit souls. Spirit soul cannot be born, cannot be without, cannot die. It's always living. Na jayate mrite va kadachan nayam bhutva bhavitava. Prabhupada is put in that verse also, I think, here. So there's no birth, no death. It is always there. Supreme Lord is there, we are there. So chapter 2 Bhagavad Gita verse number 12, Lord is explaining that. always there. You're all there. Arjuna, you were there. I was there too before, but you don't remember it. Past, I was there. You were there. All the Bhishma, Drona, everybody was there. Even now, they are there. You can see they are getting old. They will get new body. In the future also, they will be there. But you don't remember what I remember. Past, present, future, everything. So, Krishna Parama Purush. It is speaking about supreme personal form, the topmost, highest. There is no one beyond him. Bhakti Rupa, then by hearing Sruyamana, it doesn't say something else. Sruyamana means you have to hear with rapt attention, triple attention. Then you can attain Krishna. You can see face to face. You have to eagerly wait every day. Through Srimad Bhagavatam, if you read every day, then you can hear it. Yes, this is the example. I will explain my example also. So part one and part two. So how it has transformed my life. Srimad Bhagavatam has played a significant role from childhood. So that is a real example. This is our practical life. We can see it. Many of you may also have your own example. This is how one can be delivered from conditioned state. Otherwise, it's not possible. This divine energy of mind consisting of the three modes of material nature is difficult to overcome, but those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. As we explained, Lord Himself is speaking. Sota Goswami is speaking what he has heard from Sukadeva Goswami in this first canto, chapter 7, verse number 4, 5, 6. So, all conditioned souls working within the illusory energy of the Lord consider the body to be the self. Yeah. Theory, we may know we are not the body. But day after day, we are working after the class or within sometimes during the class also, we think we are the body still. So, with self, and thus they continuously wander throughout the universe. Because the minute we are in that state, even Brahma himself has to come again. That is explained in Canto 3, one of the purport. Brahma himself, three types of Brahma. One Brahma is perfected, is seeing in relation with the Lord, is form, then he will go back. But anytime he has a difference of opinion, then he has to come back again as a Brahma or even as a conditioned soul. As like one of us, he could be born in earthly planet. So nobody is exception here. So what consciousness is carrying? So that's why this body thinking of oneself as a body, then he has to come back again throughout the universe, taking birth in different species of life, and creating this. That is what is called Brahmanda Brahmite Kono Bhagyavanji. Then by the mercy of the Srimad Bhagavatam, spiritual master, then one can be going back to spiritual world. Stop this wandering business. Creating more and more problems. Sometimes they become disgusted with the problems and seek out a process by which they can get out of the entanglement. Unfortunately, such so-called research workers are unaware of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and His illusion, and thus all of them work. Uh, uh, what is that? And thus, all of them work only in darkness, never finding a way out. So-called scientists and advanced research scholars are ludicrously trying to find the cause of life. Life comes from life. Doesn't come from matter. Prabhupada, while walking, while traveling, first to Krishna Prabhupada in the car, I think in South Africa somewhere. What are these? Both sides. Oh, those are Prabhupada. These are chicken farms, big buildings. They're producing, hatching the chicken and then getting the eggs. Why do they bother? Just take a egg and produce it like a chicken. So why do they hatch it? That means Prabhupada is explaining that if they can produce, life has come from life only. You cannot produce from life. Didn't come from matter. Otherwise, you could have produced even a soul. You can produce even an ant. You can produce mosquito. You can produce anything. You can only produce from the things you have it. Human being can give another soul. Soul can enter through that life, always coming from another life. It's not going. Ant is producing. All these are because spirit is there. Minute spirit is not there, it cannot produce anything. It cannot move. It doesn't have consciousness. So why do they bother? Prabhupada is telling. So Prabhupada always brings to the transcendental consciousness. Anything is looking at. Even though it's a chicken farm, but immediately is making his point. Transformer Bhagavatam. That is the realized soul. That's why you have to hear from those personalities who are always acting on transcendental constant. Then we will be delivered. Because if the person is also conditioned, then we will be conditioned too. So that's why we have to hear from them and those who are sincerely trying to follow as it is, and we have to hear from them. Then that will help. Otherwise, the conditional state cannot be removed by any ordinary person. They take no notice of the fact of life is already being produced. What will be their credit? If they find out the chemical composition of life. Yes, you can find out chemical composition. They are finding out from pharmaceutical, you produce drugs, and people are making generics in a matter of days. Yes, because it's easy once it is produced. To make it, to find out that first it takes a long time, like years. So the same thing. All everything, all resources are there. Then to produce a building, produce a car, it's not a big difference. But produce something, produce a one grain. No, they take that grain and mix with something. No, as Monsanto and whatnot. That's all they can do. Mm manufacture something and spoil the whole thing. So that's what happened all over the world by Monsanto. And today, also, even till today, every day you will see different thing. New apple, new thing, every mixing something, nothing natural. Everything is completely spoiling the natural things. No naturally growing. Export. Purpose wherever I went, he preached. He went to some island. They are making sugar cane. What is that? Money crop. Why you are engaging in this? Why you are only growing sugarcane and you are taking sending it to Australia, sending it to UK, and getting from them sugar? It is your own sugar you are growing. You can make it. Why are you growing only sugarcane? Because you are getting no. You should sustain yourself. Maintain, grow rice and wheat and all those things. How you sustain yourself? Don't depend on other country. Then if the problem comes, then you're stuck. That's what is when the world war any problem comes, because India can maintain itself because India has all these resources naturally. Other countries they have always exporting business, depending on some other countries. But the whole land, everything is there. Australia has so much land, UK has so much land, but less production, always depending on artificial things and modernization on the name of modernization. This is what is happening. Propose when he went in 1970, he went Mauritius. He told them. This is what you should do. You should not depend on this others. You maintain other things, maybe you can get, but at least the basic sustenance which Krishna is telling, Anand Bhavantu Bhutani, grains, produce food grains, vegetables. What he's telling that you maintain. So then you will be successful. So if you don't, then it's just simply creating a chaotic life. Yeah, they'll drill the holes and getting. That's why these wars are going on. Most of it is by the export import. People are finding where the liquid is, where the oil is there. Yeah, that's why most of the countries do this only. They want to usurp that particular oil from other countries without paying. So they can dominate. So that for that reason only, all these problems, most of the problems are. So if they maintain naturally, why you need to worry about so much about these external resources? Then no problem. You can stay peacefully. Everything is there. If you don't produce only, you have to grab for somebody else. So there are five gross elements before that here. All their chemicals, because every living entity, human species also has this earth, water, fire, air, ether, five elements. Which is everywhere, any species of life, you take these five elements are always there. Maybe less or more. Earthly planet, Earth quotient is more. That's all. Only the proportion changes. But otherwise, everywhere you go, 14 planet, everywhere you'll find these five resources, five elements. This is part of the creation. Lord has given. Nobody has produced it. Lord has given it. One is using that. All their chemicals are nothing but different transformation of five elements. This also, the matter was there, and Lord has glanced it. Then these things, all this has come. The one lump from there, when Lord's glance, then it produced all these things. These five elements, Pancha Mahabhuta, so Tanmatras, sense objects, senses, gross, knowledge acquiring senses, all these things has come. This is called Mahat Tattva, originally Pradhan, unmanifested, manifested. All this coming from the Supreme Lord. As said in Bhagavad Gita 2.20, which we quoted, living entity is never created. Na jayate, na mriyate. Because spirit soul, only gross body passes away. Soul is going, entering into another body. Your father, mother, whoever passed away, they're all entering. So no need to cry. Maybe you have, because of the attachment, you may cry, natural, but one should understand that the spirit soul, he has entered into another species. So that's all we have to know. So now, how can that person be delivered? By distributing Srimad Bhagavatam on their name, by chanting on their name, making them chant. If you have the family members who are suffering, then the best thing you can do is not by, yes, you can take them to doctor, make them chant, make them read, make them hear. This is the best thing you can actually help. Temporary help, anyway, every life you are trying to do temporary help to your family member. But this is the best thing you can do. Otherwise, this will continue. Suffering will continue next life also in the hellish planet or some planet, some material universe. These are five gross material elements and three minor material elements: mind, intelligence, ego. That is today is the day. Even if in India also, please let me know. I can deliver Srimad Bhagavatam. So this morning also we had made that arrangement in Bangalore. So let me know. I can make those arrangements. So you can receive it today. So if you're a little close to temple, if not, we'll deliver it tomorrow. Let me know. Any part of India also. Parents, everybody should have it. They should read Srimad Bhagavatam. This is the only way. Otherwise, they cannot be delivered. It's not possible. Because this is the most important cream of essence of knowledge. And there are eternal living entities. The living entity desires a certain type of body because everybody has desire, but you can't work right now as a condition. So that you need some body. It's just like you need to have a car. Car is a body, machine. Using the machine. Isvara sarvabhutanam hriddeshorjan brahmayati sarvabhutan yantra rudhani. This is yantra. This machine is given to utilize to your raw senses to enjoy. But actually, this is not we have to have a spiritual body, spiritual enjoyment. Because we are trying to be separately enjoy, that's why we are being given this gross body. We are creating another gross the things like the car, another machine. It's temporary, and this gross body is also temporary. It's going to fall down at some point of time. You can't keep it maintained. Maybe 100 years at the best. And by the order of Supreme Personality, that body is created from the material nature and which is nothing but kind of machine handled by the Supreme Lord, which we quoted exact words, the Isvara Sarvabhutanam, famous verse. Lord himself is telling, it's a machine. I have given you because you want to enjoy separate. Like a child wants car, what will you do? Oh, you don't need car. You can walk, you can use bike, you can use so many things. You don't need. We need to add car. What to do? But child forces us, then we have to buy from the school itself. Yeah, that's how it is right now. So no choice. If you don't, then they will figure it out. They will do. They will buy anyway. So you might as well buy and give it. Nothing much you can do about it. But we didn't had any of the car, not even bike. We just walked. Even if it is far away, 2 miles, 3 miles, also we walked. So that's how now modern means everything is all steadfast in the modernization, modern techniques, modern things. So yeah, that's why one needs to be somehow engaged, connect them with Srimad Bhagavatam, connect them with chanting, all these things. Otherwise, it's bewilderment. It will go on. It never stop. The Lord gives the living entity a particular type of mechanical body, and the living entity must work with it according to the law of fruitive activities. Fruitive activities are described in this verse: karma, parvani, mayam. The living entity is seated on a machine, the body, which we explained. According to the order of the Supreme Lord, he operates that machine. Material nature itself is a machine. It's operating on the Lord. So why this body is not a machine? Why it is not operating? Because minute Lord removes the power, the whole body collapses. Suddenly something comes. That's it. Body doesn't function. Yes, natural. Yes, these accidents do happen to parents or elders, friends. Yeah, this is no. You have no control. Demigods have no control. Yes. Based on one's actions in the past, Karanam, Gunasanga, Sabdasajam, then the body stops functioning. Yeah, some body part stops functioning or misfunctioning. Then it's a problem. That's when the disease comes. Yes. And nothing is in our control. We are forced. Lord's body is not forced. It is happily coming. But why is he creating? That also is beautifully explaining. I was reading from from Ambarish Maharaj. Beautiful verse. Is telling, Lord is telling Durvas, Prabhupada is writing beautiful purport that Lord even wants happiness. He is looking for happiness. That he needs devotees. He's not looking for happiness from anybody, conditions only. Looking for happiness also, bliss from the devotees. That's why he's engaging in rasa with cohort boys, with cohort ladies, with Nanda and Yashoda, this with all rasa, Santa Das, Vatsalya, with all devotees only. That's why he's telling this. Aham Bhakta Paradino, Aswatantra. I'm not independent. I'm not controlled by anybody else. My devotees only. I'm seeking my pleasure through my devotees only. Pure devotees. Aham Bhakta Paradino. Paradina. Adina means control. Paradina is controlled by his devotees, loving devotees. That's why our service should be loving. Our chanting should be loving service. Chanting also, with the affection. Lord is personally standing there, sitting there with us. We are interacting. That is the medium. Just like we talk with friends, families every day, different things. Here we are talking to the Lord. The Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the medium. That we have to understand. It's not a theory. This is actual practical experience. But we have to do it with love. Then you can experience it. Nobody needs to tell. Right now we are not experiencing because we are making it as duty. Somebody has told, we have not realized it, so that we are thinking it's very mechanically we are doing, waking up and chanting somehow or somebody's told. But we have not realized it. It didn't inspire us in the heart. When the day comes when it is inspired, then you yourself will wake up and yourself will chant and you will experience that actually Lord is personally is there while chanting. So then you will chant without will every throughout the day you can remember. Otherwise you can't remember. You can't even chant. One day you chant, another day you can't chant. All this is going on right now. We are not feeling it. We are not perceiving the Lord. But if you do, as per take Srimad Bhagavatam shelter, every day you read one verse, so then so more seriously, not just casually. This is where it requires a deep attention. That's why it needs a Bhagavatam has to be put in a thing, book. To put the book, there's a wooden thing. There you have to put and read from there because you have to give proper respect because that is Lord Himself. You have to give Him a seat, awesome. Everything you have to understand. It is a person. So that's why we put him on the asana as well. And you read it. You personally, Lord is explaining. Bhagavatam will speak to you, nurture you, nourish you, feed you. It's transcendental substance. That's what Srimad Bhagavatam does it. But you have to take your shelter. That means you have to have attention to it. And then it will help you. If you don't have attention, you sit in the car, you don't have attention to the car, what will you do? It will destroy. So that's all happens. Same thing. Srimad Bhagavatam, if you don't pay have attention, you just kept it in the home. You're not reading it, you're not taking full shelter, how life should be molded, then nothing much it can happen. Nothing can happen to us. But if we do take shelter, then it can change our life. You have to change all the whole 12 cantos explaining the examples clearly. How did Bhagavatam change their life? So Sukadeva Goswami himself was explaining that point. Lord gives the living entity, but with a mechanical body, living entity must work with it according to the law of fruitive activity. You can't escape it artificially. You can't do the, give up your life temporarily or run away from the, no. That duty is every varna has a problem. Brahmacharya, Grihastha, every ashram has its own problems. Sometimes we try to jump from one to another. This is very problematic. Let me do that. No, this job is very problem. Then I will another. Problems will be there. You do a business, you do a job. So you can find a suitable one, that is fine, but you cannot get away from it because you have to maintain yourself. For that, you have to do certain things. Then only you can maintain. So how you can maintain your family, that you have to decide, and you take guidance as well. Otherwise, it may create chaos. The living end is seated on a machine. The body, according to the order of Supreme Lord, he operates the machine properly. If you don't operate your machine properly, cop will come and you didn't operate. Illegal operation, they call some technical words are there. When they give you a ticket, there the codes will be written. So there they call it the same thing. Everything is very philosophical. Everything is scientific. We're not talking anything something which is not authentic. Everything is authorized. That's a proper. Lord is himself explaining here. He operates the machine. We have to operate this gross body system also very carefully, according to the codes and conduct given by the Supreme Lord through Srimad Bhagavatam. That's why we are telling Srimad Bhagavatam has to be read carefully. Then it will explain. This is the what do you call guidance procedure, SOPs in IT. This is a manual. Yeah, every book has a manual. Even you buy a fan, you get a manual to it. You buy a car, it has a manual to it. You stop functioning, some malfunction, then you know what is the problem. So this is the secret of transmigration of soul from one body to another. The living entity thus becomes entangled in fruitive activities. In this material, as converted Bhagavad Gita 15.7, another famous verse, Mame Vamso Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. All the living entities are my part and parcel of Krishna. But the problem right now is Manas, Astan, Indriyan, Prakriti. He is thinking, I am the doer. I am the bread earner. I am the one who's working. I am this. I am the father. I am the mother. I am Indian. I am American. I am engineer. I am doctor. I am AI expert. All these things. That is what we are thinking, and that is what ingrained. So the dreams also we are getting all these dreams only because that is what we are attached to day in day out. We are not attached. We are not attached as a servant of Guru. We are not attached as a servant of Lord. No. If we are that attached, then we will get those dreams only. Where are we getting the bad dreams? Because of this attachment. Constantly meditate. Whatever you contemplate throughout the day, that is what you will become. If you contemplate in service to the Lord, then that's what you will become, a servant of the Lord. You try to contemplate on all material things, material relationships, then that's what you will become. And you will continue to become conditioned every life. You cannot get out of it. That's why you have to take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam. Then that will remove our condition. That's why our contemplation has to be there. So, yes, through the while doing work also, that's why you have to refer. You have to have Bhagavad Gita there also. On cell phone or read your book, you have to be reminded always. You have to keep referring to the verses. You have to hear, you have to read. 1 minute, it takes only 1 minute. You just look at one line. So you read or you hear or you take a clicker and chant. It doesn't take much time. You have to have a habit. If you have a habit, then it will help you. Otherwise, you will be attached. Whatever we are learning, because we are spending most of the time at work and sleep. Well, where else we are spending time? 8 to 10 hours work and sleep 6 to 8 hours. Some people are sleeping 10 hours also. So out of 24 hours, most of the time. So work is material, sleep is material. Both are gross ignorance. What will happen? What will happen? Why we are conditioned? For this reason only. If you make that work transcendental, then you become transcendental. Make that sleep, how will you make? Then you have to chant in the morning and through in the work also, during the work also. Yeah, in different ways you have to find different ways to express yourself in a natural way to others, something related to Krishna conscious. Others, you yourself also chant sometimes in between. You go for a walk, you chant during that time. So many things you have to do. So otherwise your work will create a bondage. So these things one has to realize. Simply working, you have to do smart work. Otherwise you become simply conditioned. After get out from the work, you will be very tired and very lazy and anxiety and frustration and anger will come and you will show it in the family. These things. This is what going on throughout the material. Anywhere you go to, any part of the world. That's what it goes. Because there's no understanding of who we are, what we are supposed to do. Yes, we can work, but it should not be regular, just attached to work. It should be in line with the Shastra and in relation with the Lord, you do karma. Mat karma kram, mat paramo. Krishna is telling, yeah, you work for me. Krishna is not telling Arjuna, give up fight, go forest. Krishna is work, but you have to work for me. Otherwise, that also bondage. You'll be agitated. Why am I killing? Why am I doing this duty? So you want to give up and run away. No, Krishna is nowhere telling like that, running away. He can run away. For his pastime, he can run away from the war, from Jarasandha. But he's not telling us to run away from anything. What you have taken your own response, act responsibly. Don't run away from your grahastha life, don't run away from your job, don't run away from your business. Problem will be there. But how to maintain it, how to happily lead your life, that we have to know from Srimad Bhagavatam. That is giving all angles of wisdom. Even if you are a politician, also that is also giving. Through Parikshit Maharaj, through Yudhishthira Maharaj, seventh canto. What is whose instruction is that? Example is seventh canto. Nardamuni, Yudhishthira Maharaj asking Nardamuni questions. How is that if he is equal to everybody, then why is it that he was favorable to demigods? He is favorable to his devotees. So why he is killing demons? Canto 7 starts with that. The whole explanation is that is example how Pandavas are elevated. Pandavas, this is conversation. Nardamuni to Yudhishthira. Each canto like that, example after example. Canto 5 we are speaking. Nardamuni to Prachetas. Nardamuni to Prachina Barishat. So Bharat Maharaj to Ahugana. These are the examples. This is glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. There's so much you can speak. Whole day you can speak. It doesn't end. I'm so limited in it, but I can whole day I can speak today. If persons are there ready to hear, I can speak whole day. Pick up one canto, one chapter, you can speak the whole 12 canto. That itself will take long time to explain it. So these are the glories because by all of them are delivered by Srimad Bhagavatam. Become perfected. Some of them are grahasthas, some of them are brahmacharya, vanaprastha, sannyas, some of them are IT, some of them are business, some of them are politicians. Different fields. It's not one field. All are coming from different backgrounds. But every one of them are delivered. Ajamil also. He was doing all kinds of sixth canto was giving Ajamil, Vatrasura, best examples. Fifth canto was given like that. Each canto you have wonderful examples been given how one can be delivered. So that means we can also be delivered, provided you take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam. If you don't take shelter, every day you have to read. It doesn't take. Everybody has to. Don't tell me no. I have no time. I'm very busy. I'm doing production. No, these are all excuses. You have not understood the priority, you have not understood goal of life, you have not understood that your spirit soul, then only you will have all these excuses. If you have understood it, then you will make a priority. 5 10 minutes everybody got. You have tea time, coffee time, break time, so many things. You make calls on cell phone. That you have time. But for Krishna, you have no time. Who has given you the body, who has given you everything, who has given you resources, who has given you money, who has given you job, who has given you wife, children, everything, who has given? The Lord only has arranged. And now you are telling the Lord, no, I have no time for it. I have time for everybody else. Which means it doesn't make any sense. Any sense. So that's what we are telling to the Lord every day. That we have to realize and making time for Krishna. So yeah, everything else he has only given you. What else can you? You only give time. Aham bhakta prad, Ask Swatantra is I am not independent. Yes, for every condition soul I am independent. But minute he exchanges love with me, then I become dependent on him. I am looking forward to that relationship, not for business. No, I'm looking for loving relation without expecting any return. He just want to see me. He just want to serve me. He just want to dance with me. He want to feed me. Yes, then I'm there. If I'm that love is not there, I'm not there. I'm not controlled. I'm not obligated to respond at all. I will become a stone. I will not speak to him. If he starts, then I will start speaking to him. I will start inspiring him. That's what it is. Aham bhakta paradeno asvatantri juna sadhuvir grasta hodayo. They only know me, I only know them. I'm there sitting in that, I'm inspiring them. They are also inspiring me. So I become agitated so much. So yeah, so Lord becomes agitated. That's why he'll do all kinds of things. Stealing, all these things, because he himself is agitated by the gopis and the elderly gopis. Court boys, then he's going and stealing from their mouth and he's jumping on them, he's carrying them. All this way because he is agitated by their love. Otherwise, why will he do that? If he's Atmaram. So the same, but right now we are not in that same level. That's what the problem is. Now we have to start acting. That's Srimad Bhagavatam is telling. The Manasastra is thinking, I am the doer. I am the one everything doing. Morning to evening, I am the one who is telling. Wife is telling husband telling, children is telling that no, I did a lot of work to earn this money, to earn this job. So I can give so don't ask me to give this money. So yeah, that's what it is. So that's why we should not depend on the kids' money. They may get job, they will let them save, let them buy whatever. Yeah, we should not depend. We should not be looking for their money, nobody else's money. Whatever we have worked, that with that we have to sustain ourselves. Yeah, depend more. You depend on other than more condition, more problems, more agitation, more anxiety, more frustration, more fear. That's why we should be not depend on. Depend on the Lord and Guru, and whatever you have capacity, you work and maintain and save. That's all. So then, yes, after marriage, the marriage itself is not your responsibility. You can try if they ask you. After that, your job is done. Your job is done. If they ask you help, you help. The more you depend on conditional nature will continue. You have fear and anxiety. They will not be there when you need in this world, India or anywhere. Nobody will be there when there is a problem. Nobody will come. You yourself have to do it. So that you have to understand and maintain accordingly. You're too much agitated and endeavoring to do so many things, then it will never help you. You become conditioned, you become afraid, you become attached, you'll be emotional, you'll be crying. Yes, they will not have those things because you have become attached. They have no attachment for you. That's how this world is running. So that you have to realize that Srimad Bhagavatam is giving that. How to be, this is the best insurance. Other insurance you can take, that is only artificial. But best insurance, health insurance, everything is by Srimad Bhagavatam. If you chant properly, you take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam, you become healthy also. Yes. The Lord can protect you from all problems, all diseases, active, engaging, blissful Krishna conscious life you can lead to the rest of your life, whatever duration we got. Provided we take shelter. If we don't take shelter, always, all the problems, everything comes from it only. Inattentive chanting, inattentive reading, inattentive hearing, inattentive service. Yes. So that it always has to be loving service. That's why Krishna is telling here, Prabhupada is telling that mind is telling you are the door. And that is what is being conditioned. Every life is getting different species of life. For this reason only. If he has understood that, then he will stop. No more birth. After this life, then he will come back to me. Minute he thinks that I am actually doing in relation with the Lord. This is my Lord's service. Then he will do with attention. In all activities of creation and relation, the living entity is entangled with activity, every every day, which are executed by the illusion energy, Maya. He is exactly like computer handled by the Supreme Person. When is he writing, Prabhupada writing this? 1970s. That time computer was not so 94, 93. At that time started this Y2K, all these things. Now we're in AI space. But when is writing? That means who knows past, present, future? Conditioned soul doesn't know past, present, future. Srimad Bhagavatam will know. That's why he spoke. 12th canto, if you look at what is written, Cholas will rule. The Buddhism will be there. All these things. Mughals will rule. All these things when it was not even there at that time. Kali Yuga has not even started, but it was written already who's going to rule from beginning to end. Lord Kalki, Lord Vishnu will come at the end, all beginning, middle, end, all these are spoken. 12th canto, you look at small book only. Beautiful history it is giving. So that you can't call it as mythology because who has been? Can you ask somebody to tell what has happened in the past? Even though they are now in 5,000 years, so 2,000, they can't even tell what has happened 1,000 years ago. We might have studied in social studies. Akbar ruled, Babur ruled, all this. But you can't even remember that thing, what we have been taught, what to speak of, what is there in history. Prabhupada used to ask, Scottish devotee is asking. He asked the interview question like that, Prabhupada. Do you know when is this first war? All from social studies we have learned. Asked, you will see in the memory from Scottish devotee. He's relating. First time he's meeting, but Prabhupada is making him related, making him comfortable. Prabhupada is different. He's an expert in dealing with every person. So that then he could relate to him, even though he's spiritual highest position, but he's a conditioned soul. But Prabhupada is giving his mercy, his time, making him related so that he can connect, can go deeper, can establish a personal relationship. It is exactly a computer handled by the soul. It is a chip only. The soul is the chip. Yeah. If there's no chip, then the whole thing is collapse. Computer, you take out the chip, will it function? No, it will not function. So that, but mind is telling, no, no, no. This body is, you are the body. So, in reality, it is not the case. The so-called scientists say that nature acts independently. Yeah, that's what they can tell. What do you call? They call that. What do you call that? uh, Intuition, different technical term they use. No, it is not. Because the soul is there, super soul. Super soul is the one who's giving intelligence. If it give forgetting, then intuition forget, everything is gone. Dull. You become dull. Yeah, minute super soul takes away your energy, no intelligence, nothing. Everything will stop. That they cannot understand. That's why Prabhupada writing. But they cannot explain what nature is. Nature is nothing but a machine operated by Supreme Maya Dakshana Prakriti, Suyataya Sachara, moving, non moving, everything, mountain, everything. When one understands the operator, his problems are like solved. Yes. So, Bahunam, and that's why it takes long, so many lifetimes. That's why we have to relate. But we are always comparing with the conditional souls. That is our problem. That's why we don't chant because all others are not chanting. Why I should chant? Why I should spend my time to chant? Why I should do service? Why I should read Srimad? Nobody else is doing. Why are you asking me? That's my question. That the Lord is telling that yes, you will find most of the people are not in this category only. So now you have to act as exception to them. Don't compare with them. You have to compare with those who are when you are studying what your parents told. Don't compare with those who are sitting on the back bench and doing all cracks and not reading, not hearing. Your parents agreed to become one of them? No, they never want you to do like that. They want you to follow somebody who's studying nicely, sitting in the front and hearing. They want you to study properly so that you get a better job and you become. They have gone through suffering. That's why they want you to properly understand so that you get a proper job, you maintain yourself, you don't depend on us, others. Exactly. Now the teacher also, Prabhupada is telling us, don't compare with these worldly people. Compare with the transcendental person, how he's acting, he's working, but he's aloof from this world. You compare with them and you inspired by them and you follow them. Don't follow the rest of the world. Then you will be bewildered. You'll always be in this conditioned state. That's what it means. Bahunam janmanam ante gnanavan ma prapadyate vasudev sarvam samahatma sudurlava. It's very difficult to find Mahatmas. Yes, not the so-called Mahatmas. We're not speaking. We're not trying to interpret this as Bhagavad Gita is clearly telling how to work, how to come out from the identity crisis. So many crises we have. Every day is a crisis after COVID. How to come out of it? You have to take shelter of the Mahatma, Mahajanas, spiritual masters. After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to the cause of all causes and all that is. That means we have to understand. We have come to the proper place. Now we have to simply take shelter. That's all we have to take. You have come to the proper place, otherwise you will not be hearing and joining the morning call. You have been given mercy. Understand that. It is called, we are all being given causeless mercy. Now we have to take that seriously. That's all we have to do. Little more deeper in the heart. If you take it to the heart, then you will do it. Without fail, you will do it. Every day you will do it. Naturally, you will do it. You will not be forced by somebody. You will naturally you want to do it. That we have to come to that stage, then nothing will stop. Your life will be blissful. And until that point, it's a little struggle to do any of these things. Once it comes to natural, you are feeling it, then you will do it without fail. Every day you will do it. That becomes part of your life. Blissful Krishna conscious life. Such a great soul is very rare. A sane man, therefore, surrenders to the Supreme. Sane man, that means intelligent person, smart person will surrender to Supreme person because there is nothing, there is no other way about it. Yeah, if you don't take shelter of Supreme Lord, you can do it. No, you cannot. So even if atheist also has to suffer. Mrityu sarvaharasya, death will come and take away. And then he'll be entering the lower speed, the hellish life. He has to suffer. Yeah, what else can he do? Yeah, minute he violates the laws, what will happen? Government will put him in prison. Same thing here also. Yes. Surrenders to Supreme Personality, thus gets out of the clutches of the illusionary Maya. And this verse itself took a lot of time to explain. The purport, the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. Please be patient. So, to explain this Srimad Bhagavatam, we have to refer to the Canto 1, Chapter 3. It is called Source of All Incarnation. Every book has a one verse explaining. Bhagavad Gita 15.15 is the verse which explains the whole essence of Bhagavad Gita. It is called Parivar Sutra. Nectar of Instruction, verse number 8 is the Parivar Sutra. Nectar of Devotion, Anyavilas, that verse is the Parivar Sutra. Srimad Bhagavatam verse is 1328. Ete Jamsa Kalapamsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrar Vyakulam Lokam Prayantu Yuge Yuge. Lord Krishna is the source of all income because the title Krishna is the source of all income. That is the title of the chapter 3. Canto 1 is called Creation. Srimad Bhagavatam is Mahapuran. It is giving 10 subject matter. Bhagavad Gita is giving 5 subject matter. Isvara, Jiva, Kala, Prakriti, Karma. 5 things. Isvara is eternal, Jiva is eternal, Karma is also eternal because it is perpetually going on. Prakriti also, because creation is happening anywhere, again creation, it's not stopping. Karma, so karma is only not eternal. Prakriti is eternal, Kala is eternal, Kala time is also going on. Jiva is eternal and is only karma. Right now, this whatever we are doing karma is a credit deposited and debiting. Credit debit is going on every life. Yeah, become pious, impious, both are taking next life. Accordingly, sometimes we have beautiful body, sometimes ugly body, sometimes a beautiful wife, sometimes not. So all these things, we have lots of money, we have no money, we have job, we have no job, we have health, we have no health. All where it is coming from? Based on our karma only. Somebody else is not giving to us. It's our own thing only. We have borrowed it from the last life. We are getting from last life. So that if you realize it, then we will act accordingly. Then we'll have beautiful Krishna conscious life, this life, and you'll go back home into the spiritual world. If not, maybe 1 or 2 more life. You are serious. You are very serious. You will go after this life. You will directly enter the spiritual world, directly with the Lord, engaging in past tense. If you are not very serious, then at least 2, 3 lives. If you are not serious at all, millions of lifetimes. Yes, we have to make the choice. How many lifetimes do we want to keep doing whatever we are doing every life? It is up to a choice. You have to make your own choice. Nobody can force. As Srimad Bhagavatam 1.3.28 is the verse which is explaining. Whole Srimad Bhagavatam is to know who is Supreme Lord, who is the topmost incarnation, topmost personality, whom we have to take care of. That is Lord Krishna. Everything as material, spiritual, everything is coming up. And then he's explaining, okay, now Kali Yuga is starting. I have designed, I have left this. I went back. Then whom you will take shelter? Idam Bhagavatam Nama. Puranam Brahma Samhitam. This Purana, the oldest Purana, topmost Purana. Brahma Samhitam. It is the source of everything. This is myself, not different. Idam Bhagavatam Nama. Its name is Srimad Bhagavatam. Puranam Brahma. This is the oldest. Is the cream of all the Vedic knowledge. Puranam Brahma Samhitam, directly spoken by me, non-different from me. Brahma Samhitam, Puranam Brahma Samhitam. So it is mentioned. Uttama Sloka Vartam, Uttama Sloka Charitam. What it contains. 1 3 40 I'm speaking. Canto 1, chapter 3, verse number 40 to 43 is the famous verse. We'll come to that. 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. These are the amazing verses. This is the, if you want to know the real glory of Srimad, these are the verses you have to read and hear again and again and again and again. Look at the purport, beautiful purports. Then you will definitely take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam and your life will be perfected. If you don't concentrate on it, then you cannot take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam, then next life will continue. So, but if you do want to perfect this life only, then you have to concentrate there. Verse number 40 to 40, I am speaking of 40 verse. I read before, I forgot, but this morning I read it, now I remember it. So, because I read with concentration, that verse purport, that's all I can remember. Idam Bhagavatam Nama Puranam Brahma Samhitam. So, Uttama Sloka Varta, Uttama Sloka Charitam, it is speaking about the glories of Uttama Sloka, is supreme person, not demigod. They are not Uttama Sloka. Uttama Sloka, whenever it is referred, it's always Lord Vishnu, Lord Rama, Lord Krishna. There is no other personality. Uttama Sloka Vartam, then the example has to be given also. So what will happen? What will result? Why should I take? Why should I waste my time? I have so many things to do. Bhagavatam is telling, Lord Krishna is telling. So this is Sota Goswami is speaking to Naimisharanya, sages, Sonakand, other rishis. This particular Canto 1 is all Sota Goswami. Canto 2 onwards, Sukadeva Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj. That is original. This also he has heard. But first canto, Sota Goswami speaking, what he has heard from Sukadeva. So Sukadeva Goswami has spoken all these things already. So he is just only repeating what he has heard from his own spiritual master. So he's telling that what will happen? Dhanyam swasti ayanam mahat. Prabhupada's translation. That means all auspicious, all perfect, all glorious. Your life will be blissful and perfect, glorious, all the auspiciousness, all successful. You will become successful. So, successful life. You don't need to worry about this one, that one, what happened to my kids, what happened to my parent, what happened to this. No, you will have successful life, successful, you will lead successfully and you will live successfully. Ante Narayan Smriti. Remember also, because of taking shelter, Srimad Bhagavatam. Idam Bhagavatam Nama Purana, you can open, if you have a book, you can refer to this verse 1, 3, 40 online. If you don't have a book in your home, you open it online. What to do? 1340. So, Idam Bhagavata Nama Puranam Brahma Samhitam Uttama Sloka Vartam. I forgot fourth, fifth line, last line. So, fifth line or fourth line, speaking this Dhanyam Swasti. Swasti, Swasti. Swasti symbol you see on the car, you do car puja or at Gruha Pravesh on the top of the house, entrance of the house, they will put it the Swasti. Swasti means auspicious. Swasti Vacham. There. Om Swasti Swastino, Govinda Swastino, Vainateyo, these are there. With Lord's names. The same thing here. Dhanyam Swasti Ayanam Mahat. That's what will happen. When you take shelter, how it should be, then next verses you will see that 43 verses famous, and before that you will see that Sutta Goswami speaking further. Yatadinam yatamati. When you with great concentration, the word used, 44th verse, you will see that. Nivishta tad anugraha. Nivishta means with great concentration, very fixed up, triple attention. You are hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. You are reading also, even only one word. Don't read 10 verses. I finished the whole chapter today. No, don't read like that. You read only one verse. But concentrate on what the verse purport is, what does it mean? Here, clearly telling you have to take shelter Srimad Bhagavatam, personal form of the Lord, non-different from me. Krishnaswa Dham Upagate, Dharma Gnana Divisa, all the religiosity, economic development, everything has taken shelter. When Kali is about to start, and that's when I have given this, non-different from Canto 1 to Canto 12. This is the lotus feet of the Lord, lotus face is Canto 10, and 12, the Mukut and that forehead. So each canto is one part of the body. Srimad Bhagavatam, these verses, this is being spoken. Krishna Swadhambapagate, Dharma Gnanadivi Saha. Kalau Nasta Drusam is a Purana Arko Duno. I have arisen. This Srimad Bhagavatam, topmost Purana, has arisen. When I left, knowing that is going to happen. Who has written? So, Uttama Sloka Vartam, then he has heard this message was spoken by Sukadeva Goswami because he has heard it from Vyasdev himself. Vyasdev has heard from Narada Muni. Narada Muni heard it from Brahma, his own father. So Sukadeva Goswami, I have heard it from that person, Sukadeva Goswami. So I am relating to you, I am telling you that how Lord Krishna himself has told. Now when he is appearing, Kali Yuga is starting, you must, that's why I asked my expansion Vyasdev to write literally, because in Kali Yuga nobody can remember, even if it is told one time, twice, thrice also. I have to give it in the form of book. So literary incarnation is non-different from me. So Lord is telling that means one should take shelter of it, one should hear it, one should read very carefully with great attention. Then one's ignorance, one's intelligence will be purified. So one will be pure in action. The 40th verse it tells what is the Srimad Bhagavatam, what it contains. Glories of the Supreme Lord. That means his devotees also, examples also. And then what will happen? The result is you will become a great person, pure person. You will become transcendental person, no more condition. You will be delivered from these clutches, birth, death, old age, disease. So when Krishna left, then this is appeared. Is arisen like a sun has arisen. Jagran every day. That's why we have to wake up and chant and wake up and hear. Srimad Bhagavatam. Wake up and read. This is the first business to do before doing anything else. This is the first business. Chant, read, and hear. Srimad Bhagavatam every day has to Nityam Bhagavatam. When morning, Prabhupada didn't put in the afternoon or evening. Bhagavatam is always in the morning. Yes, this is the first thing we should do. One verse. It takes only 5 minutes. That's why you have to plan. You have to go to work at 7 o'clock. Then you plan accordingly. Backtrack it. You plan back and then you chant sometime and one verse you read. Then you do whatever else you got to do. Accordingly, you prepone those activities. Then if you don't, then you will always you'll have no time to chant, no time to read, no time to hear. Then you will run to the office. Then you will act conditionally and you will come back also conditionally, and you will stay in this world conditionally. Yes, that's what will happen. But if you do take the medicine, best medicine, then you will not act conditionally, you will not become conditioned, and you will get out from this conditioned life. That's what will happen. The result of Srimad Bhagavatam. If not, guaranteed. We are already conditioned and we will stay conditioned like that. That's why we have to take the directly the source of all incarnations, verse number 40. So that purport is amazing purport. I don't want to say something. So directly let us see what Prabhupada has to say. So here, Idam Bhagavata Nama, this is a special verse. That's it. Generally 4 lines only, most of the verses. Exception verses you will see big verses. This is the exception verse. Purana Brahma Samhitam, Uttama Sloka Charitam, Chakara Bhagavan Rishi. This is what Chakara Bhagavan Rishi. Sukadeva Goswami spoke to the great Rishi, great sage. Nobody could give answers. Sukadev, Parikshit Maharaj asking, can you tell me what I should do? 7 days is there only. What I should do? They were, no, nobody is clear, confused. Big sages only. And Sukadev Goswami, without any confusion, he told right, exact, just sit and hear. That's it. One answer, right away. That's why he's Bhagavan Rishi. He's as good as Supreme Lord because he has heard. He has heard from Vyasdev, he himself became perfected. Then I understood the same medicine he is giving because he himself was perfected like that. And I will give my example also. I myself has heard Srimad Bhagavatam as a child. My grandfather used to read every day. He was speaking Ajangal and different things. Some things vaguely I remember now. So that result I can see it now. At that time I have no understanding. So after many years I can start realizing what has transformed the life. This is how Srimad Bhagavatam, that is very important. Yeah, every day used to read Srimad Bhagavatam. So used to speak also. So yeah, beautiful pastime, beautiful stories. So here you can clearly see Chakara Bhagavan Rishi Nishreyasaya Lokasya. What will happen in this world? You become Nishrey. That means you will become perfected. You will not become conditioned. You make your life eternal. In Nishreya, Shreya means eternal. Preya means temporary. You will not be running after temporary things every day. You will understand that topmost beneficial eternal work. That's what Nishreyasaya means. Dhanyam Swasti Ayam Mahat. Beautiful translation and purport. The Srimad Bhagavatam is the literary incarnation of God. So you cannot with nobody, you have to tell them. Give the proof, evidence. And it is compiled by Sri Vyasdev is literary incarnation. Sekta Visota, expansion of the Lord. It's the incarnation of God. It cannot be written. This is not written by some human being. No, that's why it's called Brahma Samhitam. That is Prabhupada also quotes. Krishna himself is referring. Bhagavad Gita also is telling. Vasoyam Brahma Sutranam. He's quoting Brahma Sutra. He's quoting previously sages. He's telling himself, but he's also quoting, he's telling. Because it has come from his own mouth, but he wants to establish everything is based on authorized scriptures. It is not man-made. Human conditioned soul cannot create this, cannot give this knowledge. It is meant for the ultimate good. That's what Nishreyasaya means. Shreya itself is the ultimate good. When it is ni is used, that means fully negating all other worldly things, completely only the pure substance. Nishreyasaya. For the ultimate good of all people, and it is all successful. See that? No, that's the word to word you see. Here, Dhanya means fully successful. Swasthayana means all blissful. Mahat means all perfect. All blissful, all perfect. For purpose of all. Lord, see this because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself told. That's how we understood. Otherwise, so many Puranas, 18 Puranas are there. Why this Purana only? So, goodness, mode of ignorance, mode of passion. 18 Puranas are divided into 3. This is in goodness, pure goodness. Because Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha is rejected. First verse only, it's telling, second verse. Telling that. All these are, we are talking about, the whole Bhagavatam is about prema, how to develop love, how to enter into the pastimes with the Lord, see face to face. And from the day one, it is, from the verse number 1, it is speaking that only. End to end, whole Srimad is about, all about the while living in this world, how to be happy and blissful, and after that, you'll home back to it, directly enter into the pastimes of the Lord. That is not speaking about this mundane world and enter into liberation, some business with the Lord. No, that it is not interested. Yasdev was chastised and told him, because you have not given the pure substance, you have diverted everybody else in the all kind of comedy business, drama. No, stop this drama. So give the real thing. Don't give this drama, entertainment, and this material world. Now people have enough entertainment. Whole lives are going away. So stop this. That's why you yourself is not happy. If you want to become happy, give the real entertainment of Krishna's pastimes. That's what Parikshit Maharaj, start speaking. Ninth canto, Ramayana, yes, I heard, but speak something about Lord Krishna. Start speaking. So he couldn't contain himself. That's so start speaking. 10th canto is the biggest canto. 90 chapters. Still, is not enough. So here. Because this is the verse famous for Aradhya Bhagavan Vajayastan Dham Srivandam Ramya Kajit Upasana Vrajavatu Vargena Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Krishna himself is telling when he appeared also. This is part 1. Part 2 I will explain from Gaur Leela also. This is narrated by another Acharya. Gaur Leela Bhagavatam Glories. So that we will explain in part 2. Declared that Srimad Bhagavatam is a spotless sound representing all Vedic knowledge and history. So Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Amalam, no dirtiness. He is not speaking Dharma, the Kama Moksha. Prema Pumartha, what will it give? Prema, love of God. Dharma, anyway, you will get, that is byproducts. Without asking, you will get it. You don't need to work for it at all because you are getting the topmost thing. Just like $100, you have $1, $2, $10. Prabhupada explains, gives this example. So you don't need to separately look for $1, $2, when you have $100. So when you have Krishna, you already have Dharma, it will come. He is the enjoyer of everything, he is the source of everything. He will give you whatever you need, everything he will give you. So you don't need to look for this one, that one. There are selected histories of great devotees, yeah, from first canto till so who are in direct contact. Yeah, pure devotees in direct contact. Now there is in direct contact. With that say, past, present, future. Otherwise, how could he go to Kamsa and tell what's happening? So how could he go to Prachin Varisha? He is not calling Narada Muni, but he himself went. So that means he knows past, present, future. Where is the, yeah. So that's why they are pure devotees, directly in contact. Srimad Bhagavatam is the literal incarnate of Lord Sri Krishna and is therefore non-different from him. Srimad Bhagavatam should be worshipped as respectfully as we worship. That's why we offer today, especially if we have it, open it, please. You may not have opened it for many months and years. Please, today is the day. Please take time, open it, offer a flower, offer a tulsi. If we have tulsi. If not, you buy some flowers and offer it. Jasmine, whatever flowers you have, or some leaves. What else can you do? And therefore, non-different from Srimad Bhagavatam should be worshipped as respectfully. Therefore, we can derive the ultimate blessing. That is Swasthayana Mahat. Lord, through it is careful, patient. See that? Careful, patient. Otherwise, you'll rush it. Oh, every day I have been told to read. Then you just blush it and then run to office. No. That's it. You wake up early, little early, and then it takes 5-10 minutes only, 1 verse. It doesn't take much time. So, or you sit in car and read parking lot. What else can you do? Something you have to figure out. Everybody is a unique experience, unique situation. You have to figure out. If you have questions, you have to ask right people. As God is all light, all bliss, all perfection, so also Srimad Bhagavatam, because it is not different from Him. So He will reveal it. Bhagavatam, if you're reading, you will see Krishna in the pages. Prabhupada is writing so many places. Right now we are not, because we are not taking proper shelter. That's why it is not giving you that inspiration, giving you that experience, giving you that enticement, excitement, inspiration. It is not giving right now because we're not feeling it. We're not taking the association also properly. That's why. But if you do, then definitely you. That is my experience. Part one I have told from the childhood. Part two I'll tell you. When I started, when I took shelter of Sri Prabhupada, I used to attend Mangalarti at that time. Before also I heard many devotees speaking. But when I did the Guru Puja, and then I used to have Bhagavatam class. Right? The Prabhupada Murti personally was there. 2009 I'm talking about. In Old Bridge property or old property, temple property. And then I started. Then I took shelter. Then personal, I took Srimad Bhagavatam book. On that day, that is continuing. Hearing from Prabhupada also started. So I read. They have explained about Narthamani, as well Hariram Prabhu. I still remember those days. Every day I remember what he spoke. We very concentrate. Pay attention to the purport. Don't add something. Prabhupada did he say that? Why are you adding? Uh, Not even one word. He never allowed. Not even one word to change. He's very strict in that. So that has helped me a lot. That's why I started hearing. Because then, otherwise, how will you know what you should do, what you should not do? If you don't hear from him, because after reading also, still so much confusion is there. But when you, on top of that, when you hear, then things will be clear. Because Prabhupada will explain much more detail also. So we'll connect beautifully. So that's why you have to take. So that's how I have taken Srimad Bhagavatam every day. I read Narada Muni's pastime so many times, very concentratedly. And then I understood. Oh, so if a Sudrani can become he has no qualification, but he has become a great devotee, that means we are also in that same category, conditions also. That means we can also be delivered. This is the best example. How he has done it with great attention. So that's why I concentrate. Every day read and used to whole day churn those verses within the mind. If I forget, open again on the cell phone and read again. If you forget again, throughout the day. So that's why those verses have stayed in. What I read, some of Krishna's Vadamud, I remember from that day, which I read in 2009, which I heard in 2009 from Hariram Prabhu. So that's I can remember even now, because I concentratedly read that. So anything you do like that, then you remember whole life. You will not find. Just like you will hear, like math works, math things, mathematics also you'll remember. C by 5 is F minus 32 by 9. Centigrade to Fahrenheit conversion. Anything you concentrate, then all those things will stick. It will never go away from your brain. So now we have to fill those with Srimad Bhagavatam verses and purports, then whole life will change. Transformation will happen. You will see it beautifully, it will happen. Right? But you have to take shelter of Acharya. So Prabhupada and Prabhupada's devote, and then otherwise it doesn't happen. So yeah, so part one has happened because my grandfather, I heard it, I have seen it, I have touched the book also, but it didn't connect very much at still continue then gradually. I heard also throughout the way, different temple, different place. But again, we started by again taking shelter of Sri Prabhupada. So then through his devotee, then it instigated again back to continue the journey. So that's why it is very important. We can all have all transcendental light of the Supreme Brahman, Sri Krishna, from the recitation of Srimad Bhagavatam, provided it is received. Prabhupada is making it very clear. I am telling from my experience, and it is Prabhupada is making it very clear. Receive it through the medium of a transparent spiritual master. Lord Chaitanya's private secretary, Sri Sarup Damodar Goswami, advised. What advised? What is the verse he is speaking? If you have heard from Sri Prabhupada, you will know. Bhagavata Paragya Bhagavatastana. That is the verse Prabhupada is quoting. You have to understand from his lines. All intending visitors who came to see the Lord at Puri to make study of Srimad Bhagavatam from the person Bhagavatam, Bhagavata. Person Bhagavatam is a self-realized bona fide spiritual master. And through him only one can understand the lessons of Srimad Bhagavatam in order to receive the desired credit. Otherwise, you will not receive. Professional research, so many are there. Even sitting in Vrindavan, Mayapur, so many places, all of them are there. So many. But he can't understand. They may speak Ras Leela, they may speak so many glorious pastimes, but he cannot Bakasura, whatever. Beautifully, they speak very eloquently. So they attract so many people, but he cannot make one person devotee. Yes, because this has to be completely who has sense control, who has perfected the life, who has come out from this conditioning. So Prabhupada's writing throughout this purpose, next 3-4 verses, Prabhupada's writing. If somebody who is not regulated, is engaged in all kinds of sinful activity, even though he may speak the wonderful katha, it will not affect. So it will not change anybody. Yeah, so that because this is transcendental literature. So this is not some bogus person cannot give this transcendence to somebody else. So is doing a business, then you cannot give. No, not possible. So that's why Prabhupada is very clear on this. One can derive from study of Srimad Bhagavatam all benefits that are possible to be derived from the personal presence of the Lord. It carries with all its transcendental blessings of Lord Sri Krishna that we can expect from his personal contact. That is personal contact. So that is every verse is a gem verse. So he is telling, how he himself clearly Sarva Veda Itihasanam Saram Saram Samudratam. You can be delivered. In Bhagavad Gita also you'll see 12th chapter, verse number I think 8 or 7th verse. Lord has done very quickly I will deliver. Same thing. Saram, this is the essence, cream, directly available. We just need to take shelter. Every day you have to read. Saram Saram Samudratam, which will deliver you. Deliver your 21 generation, even though they are not reading. They are not taking shelter. They are not following Krishna consciousness. But you can make. If you become pure devotee, they will, without them knowing, they will be, they may be suffering in hellish planet also. That also, from there also they will be delivered. Provided you become a pure devotee. So that we should do. And that is our business because Prabhupada has told us, do that. That is the greatest benefit you can give to parents, grandparents. Vyasadeva delivered to his son, who is the most respected among the self-realized after extracting the cream of all Vedic literature and histories of the universe. So that's why we have to, when you see that Prabhupada writing here. Bhagavatam, Srimad, Bhagavad Gita, both on now the cream, because Krishna is telling 15.15. So how you should do is you have to hear some means whenever some is used, samyak means all senses, mind, you have to be concentrated, you have to fix up. Otherwise mind will tell, let us do this. Intelligence will do something else. No, you have to fix up. Samsravayam. That's how you have to read Srimad Bhagavatam. Satu samsravayamasa Maharajam Parikshitam. Parikshit Maharaj heard it. Example is also giving. He's not giving something which has not been done before. Maharajam Parikshitam Prayopavishtam Gangayam. He has completely fixed up. He's not drinking, he's not sleeping, he's not doing anything else. Simply hearing. No other thoughts. Prayopavishtam is at least 5 minutes, 10 minutes you can do. You may not do whole day. At least 5-10 minutes everybody can do like this. But it requires some practice. That's all. Initially may not be the case, but if you do it every day, you will get it. Some, not like Parikshit Maharaj maybe, but at least some concentration. Prayopavishtam Gangayam Paritam Parama Rushabhi, Paramarshibhi. Because he has heard from Sukadeva Goswami. That's he could deliver. Sukadeva was son of Vyasadeva in turn delivered Srimad Bhagavatam to the great emperor Parikshit, who sat surrounded by sages on the bank of Ganga, awaiting death without taking food or drink. Make them audible. Some Sravayam, but Samyak it is Ravayam means with great attention. He will explain. Because that is the whole point is Ante Narayana Smriti. How will you come there? This is the famous verse which I quoted. Translation you see that. This Bhagavad Purana is the brilliant as the sun. It has arisen just after the departure of Lord Krishna to his own abode, accompanied by religion, knowledge, etc. Persons who have lost their vision due to the dense darkness of ignorance in this age of Kali shall get light from this Purana. Yes. Weakness is not a problem. Whatever we have done till now, that is okay. Now you have to take shelter, then your life will be perfect, and anybody who surrounded you also take perfect. You see, Prabhupada writing here. What is writing? Both Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam are like torch bearers for the blind people in this age. In other words, if men in this age of Kali want to see the real light of life, you want to see face to face, they must take to these two books only, and their aim of life will be fulfilled. Bhagavad Gita, preliminary study of Srimad Bhagavatam, that is speaking 5 subject matter. Srimad Bhagavatam is the summum bonum of life. Lord Sri Krishna personified. You must therefore, it's not option. If you want to be conditioned, enjoy life, yeah, you can go on doing whatever you like. You must therefore accept Srimad Bhagavatam as the direct representation of Lord Krishna. One who can see Srimad Bhagavatam can see also Lord Sri Krishna in person. They are identical. So, Prabhupada is assuring, because he is seeing it, and he is assuring if you do the same thing, you will also can see as you keep on reading it with concentration. One day it will come, you will see the Lord face to face. It is possible, provided you follow so Prabhupada's process. Yes, that is possible. Everybody, even though we may be conditioned. This is another famous verse. This is the last verse of this chapter, 40 to 44. Read again, okay? Take your time and read again this verse. Today, sometime of the today, before you sleep, at least. Beautiful purport also. He is giving the example. Tatra kirtayado vipra. This was spoken. Vipra share bhuri tejasa. Vipra is dead Brahmana. Who is Sukadeva Goswami? Bhuri is very merciful. Bhuri. Bhurida jana. Famous song. Aham cha adhyagatam tatra. I also heard. It's great how. Nivishta tad by his causeless mercy. Because you can be attentive as much as possible. But if you have not received mercy from the spiritual master and parampara, advanced devotees, then you cannot become attentive. That is also is not in our capacity. For spiritual subject, you always need causeless mercy. That means you have to be respectful. You have to take attention of those who are in line with Sadhu and Shastra and Guru. You have to take their attention very carefully, regularly. The minute you do that, then you'll receiving lots of, because devotee may want to give his mercy, but that mercy without any check it will flow when the Lord sees that this devotee has a proper respect to this devotee, my representative who is presenting as it is, Acharya is teaching, and then Lord will make sure that mercy will flow every day, constantly. Minute we are not respectful, minute we are not attentive to the instruction, to that degree the flow will stop. Yes, that's how mercy will flow. That we have to understand and try our best to be attentive, to be respectful, and to follow. If you do those three things, then you will receive the mercy will flow and your life can be perfected. You can do attentively every day without fail, you can do. To the degree we don't do, then one day we'll do, one day we'll fail. The reason is that one. Mercy is not coming to the flow. Even though devotee is trying to pray and give, but it cannot come. Because Lord is seeing what is there in the heart. How much we are attentive, how much we are ready to follow, how much we are respectful. So all depends on that. Lord is very intelligent. You cannot cheat him. So he knows what is there in the heart, what's going on. Tatra kittayedo vipra viparasher bhuri tejasa aham cha adhyagatam tatra nivishta tad anugraham. That's why it needs causeless mercy. So aham va sravishyam. Multiple times, Nivishta itself is very attentive. Sravishyami, I have heard with great attention. That's what he's telling. Yataditam yatamati. If you do exactly follow me, then you will also become like Brahma. Yataditam yatamati. So that's what he's telling. And Prabhupada writes beautiful in the purport in the last two lines that you have to be pure in act, pure in mind. How will you become pure? If your action isn't pure, then that means your eating, sleeping, mating, these four things has to be also pure. That means regulated. How will you do that? Only if you take association of devotees. Then through that, their strength, their mercy, then you can do it. It's a slow, gradual process. Then you can, yeah. It's easy to stop any of this coffee, tea, all this eating here and there, drinking, all this will stop. Nobody will need to force you, nobody needs to remind you, tell you. No, you yourself will stop. Because when you realize the glorious life, why will you do that? Because right now it is not has come into active state. It is not, we have not realized it. We are following 99% of the people. So that's why we are not realizing. When you do take shelter properly, like this, shelter of a devotee, shelter of Acharya, shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam, then that day you will stop. All other business you will not do. You will stop it automatically. So that is the real thing you have to understand. O Lord Brahmanas, when Sukadeva Goswami recited Bhagavatam, there in the presence of the Emperor Maharaj Parikshit, heard him with rapt attention. That is what is required. That will only come if you take shelter of the Acharya and the book and the devotees. If you not, then the rapt attention is not going to come. You can try. Your whole life you can try, it is not going to come. Rapt attention. Thus, by his mercy, I learned the Bhagavatam from the great and powerful sage. Now I shall try to make you hear the very same thing as I learned from. He's not telling I will add. I know I'm a great devotee. I'm going to add. No, he's not telling. No proper bona fide authorized devotee will tell like that. If he's authorized, he will always speak what is being mentioned by Prabhupada, what is mentioned by spiritual master, what is mentioned by advanced devotee. Will always refer. So that is the authorization you have to understand from. I try to make you hear the very same thing as I learned it from him and as I have realized it. Yeah, that's why, because that is another problem. You have to consider whom you have to hear from. The person who has studied it and who has heard it. On top of third thing you have to check. Person who has realized it. Yeah, many people can speak. They have read it. They can speak. Many people may not have heard. So okay, they have read it, they have heard it. But do they have realizations? Do they experience on a daily basis? Yeah, that you have to consider. That is the most important thing. Third thing. And then you can start to receive the mercy. Then you can start practicing it. Otherwise, from anybody you cannot give this because they have no realization. So what realization can you get? What mercy can you get? How can you transform your practice on a daily basis? Conditioned life cannot become perfect. No, not possible. So that's why you have to hear. That's why the Bhagavata Giya Paragiya Bhagavat Swani. The Srimad Bhagavatam has to be heard from the person who has realized it, not a theory. Practically, one has to live that Bhagavatam life. And then you hear from that person, then you get also, become also one of them. If you hear from anybody else, then you cannot become. It's not that subject matter. It is not a theory. Has to be practical realization. So, Bhagavad Gita also speaking that Raja Vidya, Raja Viham, Pratyaksha Avagamam Dharmin. Su Sukham Kartuna. Yeah, so it has to be realized. Then you can give realization to others. No, Prabhupada is the topmost person because every day is filled with realization. Then he can speak. Then we will also become. That's why we take shelter. We represent as it is. We try to repeat what he has said in what place through his letter, through his books, through his lectures, through his conversation, through his morning walk. So that's why we always, as much as possible, we try to refer all the example from him as it is, because that will be our perfection of life. Everybody will benefit it, hearers and speakers. Gandhras